My beloved students, today's topic is the theory of operant conditioning. B.F. Skinner is the father of this theory. He was born in America. He was professor of Harvard University. He was a practical psychologist, a practitioner of behaviorism. The theory of operant conditioning regards man as a machine. It tries to explain his behavior in mechanistic terms. This theory says an experimenter can make an individual do what the experimenter wants him to do by baiting each step of the way. Operant conditioning gives importance to environmental stimuli in the environment. A learner, according to this theory, learns through responding or operating on the environment. As a result of this operating on the environment, there will be certain consequences. These consequences may be good or bad, may be favorable or unfavorable. If they are good, this operant response will be repeated. The action on the part of the organism will be repeated. An organism, this theory says, operates on its environment to cause its own consequences. If these consequences are bad, there will be no operant response. According to this theory, there are relations between environmental stimuli and our behavior. We can cite many examples from our own lives. We see a person. We give him a handshake. If the response from that person is positive, okay. Whenever we see him, we give him a handshake. Otherwise, that action will be dropped. A child waves his hand to draw the attention of the teacher in class. If the teacher doesn't mind it, what will the child do? Thereafter, he may avoid that action, the waving of the hand. We send messages to a person, suppose. If we get no messages from that person, what will we do? We won't send messages to that person. If we get messages from that person, what we will do? We will go on sending messages to that person. Here, we operate on our environment. And as a result of this, there will be some operant response. And this operant response will be strengthened if it is followed by, as I already said, favorable responses. B.F. Skinner conducted many experiments. In one of his experiments, he invents a box. He gives his name to this box, hence the name the Skinner box. Inside this box, there's a protruding bar. Above this protruding bar, there's a light bulb. Below the bar, there's a food dish. B.F. Skinner uses a hungry rat in this experiment. He puts this rat in the box. Will it be quiet or restless? It will not be quiet. It will be restless. Why? It's hungry. The hunger has to be satisfied. It's restless. It moves about restlessly. Its paws fall on the bar. Then what happens, A pellet of food falls into the food dish. That means when this bar is pressed, this hungry rat gets some food. Bar pressing. Here, bar pressing is the operant response. This operant response is followed by some reward, a reinforcing stimulus. Here, the food, a pellet of food. Thereafter, whenever it wants food, it presses the bar. As a result of bar pressing, it gets some food. That means this operant response, bar pressing, is strengthened by a reinforcing stimulus. Suppose if bar pressing is not followed by this food, the reinforcing stimulus, what will happen? This operant response may get weakened. It may disappear. This is called extinction. In another experiment, he uses a pigeon, a hungry pigeon. He puts this hungry pigeon in the Skinner box. It's also restless. It wants food. It raises its head to a height and pecks at a particular spot. When this is done, it gets some food. Thereafter, whenever it wants food, it pecks at that particular spot. It gets food. Suppose pecking at the spot is not followed by this food, the reinforcing stimulus. After some repetitions, what will happen? This operant response disappears. In operant conditioning, we see an association between a stimulus and a response. And this response is called the operant response. This operant response gets strengthened by a reinforcing stimulus, which follows that operant response. Thank you.